beautiful souls. This is Nikita Bhargav, and I welcome all of you. And I hope you can hear me all right. And I know I have been slightly erratic in when I come on live and stuff like that, but um, since Saturn went into retrograde, I have not been in very good physical health, if I may say so, and I generally, for years, I have not fallen ill till my twin flame journey kind of took off and I was in my trigger zone. And so I thought today I'm going to cover some of those topics. And what I also intend to do is because there's so much I want to cover, and it's been taking quite a few, you know, long this thing um, live streaming to cover all the topics that I want to. What I'm thinking of doing is today I will cover a couple of topics, then I'll go offline and again come online, cover another, because if it goes on too long, I know that people are not that inclined to watch it, you know, if it's like 1 hour long. So maybe I'll stick to 20 minutes or so and then go offline and then I'll talk. I will not answer your comments as they are coming, and that I want to apologize to Ravishka and some more people who have commented on my previous videos. I have not been able to get around to commenting and replying, although I'm very touched and I loved all your comments and I did reach, but like I said, I was not keeping well, and my energy levels had also really gone down for past few days, and just getting my basic home housework and certain things done was like max I could actually get done in a day. So as you, if you're commenting also, I will go back, but I'll definitely cover the things that you have been asking me for, like guided meditation is something I will not be you know it doing on this, but yes, I have been regularly sharing with people who do follow me and are on my other WhatsApp group and stuff like that. So maybe those of you who are interested, I might leave a link temporarily to my WhatsApp group and you could join there, so you could access my regular updates, the guided meditations, the tips, tools that I share there. Um, there you'll also come to know about my upcoming workshops. Some of them are conducted on WhatsApp, some of them are done face to face, be it also about hypnotherapy, past life regressions. You'll be more aware when that is happening, so if you're interested, I'm sorry the introduction today is slightly long, but this is important information, so bear with me. And I thank all of you for those who are new subscribers and all my old ones. I'm so grateful, and for all your, even the personal comments that you send to me, those of you who are in touch with me over phone. And you have been aware I've not been on any social media either. I've been pretty much in isolation in the hermit mode for quite some time, and I understood why, and a lot of downloads and channelings, and uh, I will be sharing this, and there've been certain diagrams and a lot of stuff, exciting stuff that has been coming down. So let's start with uh, because it's not just the masculines, but since we also have an inner masculine, and since the Saturn has gone retrograde, plus with Chiron moving into Aries, and you know, this is the planetary aspect, but regardless, it's happening, or you go through in your twin flame journey that you feel triggered. And so what exactly is a trigger? Very simply put, anything that kind of evokes, provokes, or brings to the surface any heavy emotion, such as pain, anger, grief, jealousy, sadness, or insecurities, right? Things that you thought you had dealt with and it is over, but it has come up. So depending on how much inner work you have done previously, they will last for small amount of period. Only the insight is remaining, and before you can purge it out properly and once and for all. But if you have not done your inner work, the triggers are your prompting. If you are blaming someone else, even your twin, you are being triggered. You say, oh, if he or she would not have done this, I would not be feeling this way. The thing is, you are feeling it, hence it is yours. You are responsible for it. you know so supposing, if you were on a one-on-one session with me and I was to ask you something, but why is it making you so sad? And supposing you were to say, because I'm not in communication with my twin flame. Not being in communication with your twin flame, but why is that making you sad? Because I love him so much is a kind of reply I would generally get from most people. That's not a correct reply. Love does not bring you sadness. It is your fear that I have either lost him, or he's gotten over me, or he's moved on, or she has ditched me, or whatever. Those are the things that lead to your negative emotions, which is why it is inner work. Last time when I was saying this, uh, I had got interrupted because I was distracted by the comment, and I had started by telling you how you should, at that moment, after you have grieved, or you have taken out your anger, or written, or done any, use any of the tools you can to first filter what am I exactly feeling, right? And don't be generic about it. Try and then go into more words. The more words you write or speak out, you will hear it yourself, and that will help you ask yourself the next layer of questions. That um, because if my twin doesn't talk to me, it makes me feel I am not the priority, or I am not important. That's how you go into the next layer. So one of the tools I was sharing last time was that, go into your ego state's room, or your safe space in a meditative state, and visualize that your twin is sitting in front of you, or have a conversation to rake up these issues, and then call in a personified way. What do you epitomize, or what are you showing to me about my hidden self, my shadow self, or those unhealed aspects of me, right? So, supposing it is the fear of abandonment or rejection that is being brought up every time you have a fight, or you are afraid that as everyone else has left you, so will this person leave me, and what if they don't come back? So, you will slowly start understanding this is my fear. Okay, now that's not where it ends. You can keep going deeper, but after a certain point, once you've understood that the core of the issue is that I'm afraid of being abandoned and rejected, right? You have to talk to the one who you have called in the personified way, and ask, what can I do? Me, the today wala me, the grown up me, what can I do for you? And where is this coming from? First of all, try and see if anything memory surfaces. What can I do to make you feel better? Okay, and they will generally give you a reply, and you'll say, but how can I do it? You're doing it in your head. You can create anything, you can provide whatever your inner child, is what we refer to them, needs from you. If it wants the toy that your mother had refused to get for you when you were a child, you can provide it, because for them that is a symbol of being loved or accepted or something, right? Because it's very difficult to explain on a live stream what I'm trying to say, but at least you'll be able to start understanding that, what do you think, I'm angry because this is unfair? No, that's not where the story ends. You have to start going deeper. Why do I think, first of all, that it is unfair? And that means that I have certain expectations. One of the important things in the ascension path and as a twin flame is, we have to release all desires, expectations, wants, needs, anything that's coming from a space of void. So I'm going to now explain, what does that sentence mean? What does it mean that I should not have any wants and desires coming from a void? This means basically that you want or feel the need for someone else to fulfill something for you. I want to get married because I want to be looked after, I want to be provided for, I want the finances to be given to me, I want not to feel lonely. These are wants coming from uh, fears or doubts which have not been cleared and healed. When that is your reason for doing something, that is what you're going to attract back. So when you get into a marriage to avoid loneliness, I promise you the only thing you'll get more from that marriage is more loneliness. Okay, so anything that is coming from needs, wants, fears, okay, that I don't have anybody, or people will look at me and think I'm a failure. When you're busy placating others and taking decisions because of what others are perceiving of you, not only are you giving your power away to them, you're doing it all for the wrong reason. Okay, so whatever the intention is, universe sends you more of that. If you are always in a sense of lack, I don't have this, I don't have that, that person has a husband, that person has a child, that person has, xyz thing, so I want it, you will get more lack. When you don't feel you have enough to give, to share, be it your time, be it your love, you have to always check within you, what do I have that I can put into this relationship. Okay, if you're trying to buy loyalties, buy love, buy commitment, now I'll provide for you, and in return you be my mask, my beard in front of the world, and so I can pretend I have a happy married life. You are, apart from lying to whoever, you're lying to yourself, you're living a lie. You will never find emotional fulfillment, you will never find your dreams blossoming. Ask, what can I give happily, and where am I injured, unhealed? Where do I feel all these things? You will never feel 100% that you're fine, but you should at least be 80%, 90% healed, right? And especially when you are on a twin flame journey. Now imagine if one small thing your twin flame says to you hurts so much, or one action, inaction, hurts you so much. Imagine when, if you meet them when you're unhealed, everything is multiplied, magnified, exemplified, right? It's all so much. And how much trauma you will be going through if you try to heal yourself while together with your twin flame. The reason why we go into two separate corners to heal is because of this reason. It is too intense to deal with your twin flame as well as heal yourself. So they come, and you must be wondering, where the hell is my twin flame when I'm going through the worst situations in my life? When I am, either they have caused it according to you, or you feel like, doesn't he or she know that I'm going through this shitty thing in my life, and they are not there just when I need them? They are doing you a big favor. It is planned that way. One, because being in their proximity before you're in a certain amount of being healed triggers you more. You will feel far more sensitive, far more unclear, far more triggered in every which way. All right, it's like multiple geysers going off, geysers as in the hot springs going off simultaneously. You will not be able to handle it. So in their absence, what do they teach you is how to rely on yourself instead of relying on someone else. By their absence, they teach you self empowerment, to stand up for yourself. If they're not standing up for you, they're teaching you how to stand up for yourself, to speak up for yourself, right? So sometimes you will find, not sometimes, pretty much, when you're going through the shittiest times, even if they want to be there for you, circumstances somehow make it that they are not able to connect with you, or there's a miscommunication, there's something that happens that you're not together at that time. And this especially happened recently for a lot of twins during the Mercury retrograde, okay, and which led to a lot of miscommunication. At this, what happened was the masculines, a lot of the masculines were the ones who were triggered, because they were kind of supposed to understand what the feminines have been going through, the isolation, the rejection, the abandonment, the pain, the waiting that the feminine twin flame has been experiencing, this more sensitive one, the more intuitive one. and they were supposed to come to a realization of where they have not been equally there, present in mind, body, heart, time, and effort in the relationship. It takes two people to be in a relationship, and they have been absent. And so this time most of the masculines were the ones who were triggered, and usually because there's so much in their mind, and what they used to experience was more in the physical symptoms. They used to have accidents, they used to have physical hurts, or they used to feel mm, pain in their bodies. My leg is hurting, or they'll hurt and stub their toe, or the knee will hurt, the back will hurt, right? So this time it was emotional, which was also, of course, to help them open their heart chakra, go into their heart space much more, and to help them to help them realize what they put the feminine through, whether knowingly, unknowingly. That's how the pattern so called played out. Okay, so when you're triggered, um, the best thing for you to do is journal. Is the last thing you feel like doing, but the best thing for you to do anyway on your twin flame journey is to journal, be it in bullet points, be it in long paraphrases. But the more you keep record, the more you'll be able to understand what sets you off, what happens. Is it the cycle of the moon? Is it a particular incident? Is it certain words that set you off? What exactly is it? And you'll be able to then figure out, okay, I need to do affirmations for this. This is where I need a therapist's help. This is where, this is the chakra area where all my issues seem to be stemming from. So maybe I can start working on clearing that chakra by listening to chants, or using that color, or using crystals, whatever it might be, right? So once you have understood that the triggers are actually there to help you, you will be able to get through your journaling, through your inner talk, through in your meditation, going into your ego states room, and releasing and figuring out what it is that you need to do to heal that aspect of yourself before you can then go to a professional to collapse those particular timelines. Otherwise, every time you think, every time you repeat a story with emotion, every time, you know most humans have this tendency, they love repeating the same stories over and over again. Oh, you don't know, the first time he did this, and the second time he did that, and we keep telling the same stories over and over again. But every time you do that, what you're essentially doing is bringing back that timeline, that template, that paradigm again and again back into your life. And what you essentially need to do once your core issue is healed is to collapse those timelines. You need to get out of that, get out of those patterns, get out of repeating certain things over and over again in your life. You'll find a lot of relationships, you will be that the person has changed, but your storyline has not changed, right? So if that is happening to you, that means that is your pattern. Okay, if you, if everyone who's come into your life makes you feel you're unworthy, if if everyone who comes into your life leaves you after a point or something, that's your pattern. So figure out your pattern so that you can start healing those aspects of yourself, and you can start collapsing those timelines, or take professional help for that. Okay, so now it is nearly 19 minutes, so I'm going to stop this, but I'm going to immediately come back, and I'm going to talk over the next topic. And I will also be covering some of the questions that have been posed to me in the comment sections, but there are a lot of other things that I'll be speaking as well. So stay tuned in, and I'll be right back.